So, thank you. I just note that the compiler driver itself was firstly modeled as the drop-in replacement for the GCC. So it can be possible that we missed something or did something wrong, and we really need your feedback. You can find the detailed documentation at the llvm.org website, or, for example, look into the directory of the compiler driver itself. Also, there are some examples, and I would like to tell that current implementation is flexible and rich enough to act as some substitution for the GCC, so it will be able, for example, to introduce different transformation tools into the compilation pipeline. So, thank you. Questions? Yeah?
As a future direction, have you guys considered maybe actually compiling the various components together? It seems like kind of in the spirit of LLVM to actually take the compiler and various other parts of the pipeline and actually basically custom compile, and also you'd be able to, of course, eliminate the dead code pieces that aren't necessary in the whole pipeline, sort of build a custom compiler / linker for every build scenario.
Well, the question is whether we consider to build a custom compiler for for different scenarios. So the answer is this is not a good way, because, for example, there can be some third-party tools which are needed to be used in the compilation pipeline. Or, for example, there can be huge tools. Consider we want to use GCC somewhere in the middle. So we cannot just take it and compile everything into it. So it will be pretty inconvenient.
You mentioned that the join option can only be used in the last tool in the chain. That's not going to work for me, because what I'm doing is I'm creating bytecode, then using the LLVM linker to link it together into a single application, then running off afterwards so that it does full program optimization, and then converting that to assembly, and then converting that to code executable.
Well, there was note concerning that the join nodes are currently only the last on the compilation chain. Yes, we know about this limitation, and that's why I mentioned it explicitly. And it won't be hard to cut this limitation at all. So it's not the limitation of design, it's just limitation of current implementation. Yeah.
So it looks very much like what Makefile is usually doing. It's using exclusive moves, showing an SFAR, how to convert it, send it to your driver, they parse it again, and then transform it. It looks like some duplication of effort. Things that Makefile would usually use, like conversion moves from one side to another, are now in the driver.
Well, the node was there the duplication of efforts. For example, the make can be used for doing some sort of things. The problem is that we need much of conditional execution based on the set of input options and based on the set of input file sets and so on. We also thought about some possible duplication of efforts of build systems and so on, and we made the conclusion that in order to substitute the special solution of like compiler driver with the full-featured build system, it should be flexible enough. And in this case, we will need to force user to use such build system. And I'd want to tell that make currently is not suitable to substitute the even this small implementation of compiler driver. So there are some unique features. So Scones can, but it has a Python dependency. Yeah?
Have you looked at ways of allowing configuration or customization of the interface while maintaining the existing action graph, so that if you wanted to create a driver which had all the same options and all the same actions, but the syntax on the command line were strictly POSIX compliant or strictly compliant with other command line kind of standards, is that something this tool would allow you to do without, again, duplicating effort?
Well, the question is if we can support all different command line syntaxes of options.
Just to do just to specific ones.
Yeah.
I mean, could you build up two? I mean, not all, but just.
Yes, you can use that sync option to forward all unused options to the tool, and then you can add some custom ones and do custom actions based on these options.
Okay, we can talk about it offline.
Yeah.
But
So.